Hey everybody, it's me. Um, I'm just bored. I have the day off, and I'm a little sickly. And my hair looks a little crazy. I need to redo it honestly, cause I don't know what's going on with that blonde. Like, I guess some of it fell out like right here, cause it was a little more blonde up here. I don't know, bitch. Let me tell you. But anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all the story of the crazy shit I've done. um, so, I'm 25 right now. I'm pregnant. I always say that in every video. I just want people to know how pregnant I am. Because he's coming. He'll be here in like a month and a half. I'm so scared. No, I think it'll be so fun. Honestly, I love children, so I think it'll be fine. Hopefully he won't be a heathen, because I'm a bit of a heathen. But it's okay. He'll be my heathen. But anyway, I'm going to tell y'all the story of, well, the first time I ran away. So I didn't actually run away, because my mom knew about it, and I was like 19, okay? I did some crazy stuff, let me tell you. So I went on Badoo. Yes, the dating website Badoo. Why Badoo? Like, why not Tinder? Why not something else? Facebook dating? I don't even think that existed back then. But it was Badoo, the purple one. And I remember I talked to this guy, I think his name was Nicholas. But, let me tell you, bitch. I started talking to him, and he was telling me how he was up near me, and I was like, okay, cool. And then he's like, I'm actually going to Colorado in 3 days. And I'm like, cool, I want to go. And he's like, okay, let's go. And I said, okay. So that's pretty much what happened. So 3 days later, like, we didn't video chat or anything, or chat on phone. 3 days later, shit you not, he comes to my house, picks me up, and drives me all the way to Colorado. Bitch. Let me tell ya, that shit was awkward. He had his husky with him, and first of all, I told my mom, because I lived with my mom at the time, and I told my stepdad, blah, blah, blah. So they took a picture of his license, and they took a picture of his, what's that thing called, at the back of the car? What is that? I don't drive, bitch. Driver's plate? I don't fucking know. That thing. They took a picture of that, and then they were like, please be safe. And my mom was worried, which I would be worried too, because, you know, it's scary. And I was scared. I was terrified the whole time. I was like this, you know. But let me tell you, bitch. So just the whole ride was kind of like awkward, but he did have his husky with him, and that made me feel more safe, just because husky vibes, you know, just a cute little husky. It was a beautiful ass husky too. But the guy, he gave me his iPad. I was like drawing the whole way, and it was like 17 hours. 17 hours, guys. 17. With a stranger in a car, let me tell you. So, you know, we did end up stopping, and I believe he tried to cuddle with me. And at that point, I mean, the whole ride we didn't really talk that much, so I was kind of uncomfortable. But I didn't really say anything, because, I mean, prior to that, me being dumb, I had talked to him about smashing. Now, I was joking, but, you know, 19-year-old girls are fucking idiots, so I don't know. He probably thought it wasn't a joke, but it's okay, whatever. So he tried to cuddle with me, and I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, and then he tried to go for my vagina, and I told him no. And then he stopped, so that's good. Yeah, because he put his head on my lap, and then he tried to, like, slowly inch his way to my vagina, and I was like, what are you doing? And then he stopped. So, that's good. But after that, I was like, I made a fucking mistake, first of all. Second of all, I shouldn't have joked about smashing prior to him coming to pick me up, because that's just going to give him the wrong idea. But anyway, so I think it was that same night or something, we went, this was when I was 19, I'm 25, so some details are a little shitty and scattered, but we did stop for a hotel for one night, and then we did share a bed, but like, he tried to, like, you know, like, he was, like, on top of me at one point, and I was telling him, like, I would have sex with you, but I don't want to right now. And then we didn't do anything. So that's good. But, now I didn't know what else to say. I was a little scared, if I'm being fucking honest. Don't do that. Look, people live and they learn. And when you're a 19-year-old unemployed girl, you do some shitty, weird things. And that's what I did. So yeah. Don't do that. You know. But yeah. I mean, he seemed really nice when we were talking on Badoo itself, but, like, I met him in person, and, like, honestly, he didn't give me, like, those nice guy vibes. He gave me, like, those kind of, like, aggressive, just slightly aggressive vibes, because he would be, like, loudmouth sometimes. I'd be like, what the fuck? And you could just tell he's, like, kind of a negative person a little bit, and I'm not, so I was like, you know, and he had, like, a picture of Buddha on his arm or something. I remember he showed that to me before he picked me up. I'm like, for someone with that on their arm, you're pretty fucking negative. What are you doing? But anyway, whatever, what do I know? I don't know nothing, apparently. Not 19-year-old me. I'll tell you something. But anyway, so I went there, and I don't think I had much money. And I told him I have like I had $900. That's what I had, like $900 to my name. And I told him that. But he still picked me up, and he's like, okay, you could just live with me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. So yeah, and then we arrived at his house, and he had a roommate. But yeah. And it was this nice little wood cabin, like, and in Colorado at the time it was like winter, so it was snowy. And we went to like this little, I remember the drive there, we went to this place, Colorado Springs, that's what it was. And it had like graffiti everywhere. And I was like, wow, this place is really cool. Like, it was a really cool area. Honestly, I'm glad I got to see that, just because it was like scenic. But anyway, plus like, hey, I got to travel, you know. I mean, we got to make light of the situation, but, you know, it was still a mistake. Anyway, you live and you learn. What are you going to do? People make mistakes. People do stupid shit. That's just life for you. Every fucking person on this fucking planet Earth has done some stupid fucking shit. I'm gonna tell you what, bitch. But anyway, I didn't get murdered, so there's that. I don't know how old he was, I forgot. Maybe like 22, 25, 27, I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, he might have been 21, I don't know. But anyway, so we got to the wood cabin, you know, and then he had to go to work like the next day. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll just stay at home, look for jobs. So that's what I did. I was looking for jobs because I was like, okay. And I didn't drive, obviously, so I was like, otherwise I would have drove myself to Colorado without you. But no, apparently not. So I went there, And, you know, I was like, what am I gonna do? And I had food, like I packed food. I packed a lot of oatmeal, so that's what I ate at the time. And I packed a bunch of little cute outfits, so I dressed myself up. I straightened my hair. My hair was red at the time. And I wore this cute little gothic dress. But yeah. I believe I was like 132 at the time, and now I'm like 186. So I miss that. I remember I looked at a picture of myself when I was 132 and I was like, wow, I thought I was fat. Because at the time, I just thought I was fat. But when looking back, I realized that I wasn't. I was just like, you know, kind of thick, but not in a bad way. I didn't have a tummy or anything. Most of it was in my thighs, so, you know. But yeah. So anyway, there's also another lesson is you're not fat. Just wait till you get older and pregnant. Oh, and you start eating junk all the time because you're pregnant and you are emotional. But anyway, yeah. So I looked for jobs, you know, I remember he came home, went in the room, didn't say hi to me. So I just looked at him. And, you know, it was just really awkward. Because he didn't say hi, he didn't say anything. And I was like, you're not going to say hi to me? Like, I'm literally kind of frightened right now with a stranger in a stranger's house in Colorado. You can't even fucking say hi? Like, goddamn. I'm just like, you know, existing. I don't know, I just thought that was weird. You know, at least fucking say hi. God Christ almighty. But anyway. So, yeah, that was awkward. And then he'd try to have sex with me. And that's where I was like, yeah, because we did end up having sex, but I didn't want to. So after we were done, I cried. Yeah, I cried right in front of him. So, yeah. Don't be a dumbass. This is for you 19-year-old girls out there. Because I was one, and I was a dumbass. Let me tell you, it wasn't any better when I was 22. I have another story for you. But this one is about Colorado right now. So, I went to Colorado, you know. That happened. And after that, I was like, yeah, I want to get out of here. So I went on Tinder, okay? This story doesn't end here. It gets worse. It gets worse. Let me tell you, bitch. So, I mean, even though it's already bad. But anyway, so, honestly, I told this girl, I've told multiple girls on Tinder, hey, I'm in need of a place to stay. I came here from Indiana. I don't know what to do. I told multiple girls this whole spiel. And this one black girl immediately gave me her address and told me I could stay with her. So I was like, oh my God. Thank you. I think she was like the second person I asked. But anyway, I was like, oh, thank fucking God. So I think I was at his house for 5 days total. But after that, you know, I told him, after that girl texted me, I told him, hey, I think I made a mistake. I think I want to go. And there's this girl who's going to let me stay at her house. And he's like, okay, I'll drive you there. And it was a 2-hour drive. And I remember on the drive, he was being a little shit. He's being a little cunt. Because I remember I said something about a deer getting ran over. Because I think we saw some roadkill of a deer. And then I'm like, oh, that's so sad. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who are you? See, no. Bitch, first of all, how are you gonna do that? And then I'm like, well, goddamn, it looked like he was alive, because, like, I think he was still moving. And then I'm like, God, maybe we should have stopped or something. And he's like, what are you gonna do, resuscitate it? And I'm like, dude, are you fucking idiot? Like, this guy's a fucking idiot. First of all. Second of all, you're ugly. Third of all, you're a rapist. So, pretty much. I mean, just so awkward. But anyway. I mean, pretty much. At this point, honestly. That's how I felt. Sorry. I mean, you know, if I told you multiple times, you know, get your hands off my vagina, I don't want to have sex with you right now, and then you I don't know. I mean, I did, you know, he did ask me, I guess it wasn't rape technically, but he did ask me that third time if I wanted to have sex, and I was like, okay, I didn't want to, but that's why I cried after, because I mean, we barely talked, and he was making me extremely uncomfortable. You know, he came home from work, didn't say hi, he didn't say anything. At all. You know? Like, the whole time I was at his house, we barely said 2 words to each other. It's like, can you fucking make me feel comfortable? Or something? I am at your house. You know? Do something. Like, I don't know. And especially if you want to have sex with someone, talk to me. It's not rocket science. What the fuck? But anyway, so he drove me to the girl's house. I get there. Bitch, this girl. Now, I thank her so much, because that was a blessing from the universe, let me tell you. But, this girl, she was like 18, 19. I thought that she had her own apartment. Boy, was I wrong, bitch. Boy, was I wrong. She lived with her mom. Her mom was, I believe, Islamic. Not that mattered. Something along the lines of that. You know, the Middle Eastern religion, I believe it's Islam. I think that was, no, she had a Quran or whatever. Is that Islam? I think so. But let me tell you, I went to her house with my luggage. This girl had another girl there who was also homeless. And I was like, well, you didn't tell me that part. And I was like, and you didn't tell me the part where you lived with your mom. And you didn't tell me the part where she didn't tell her mom. So when I arrived, her mom was pissed. And I remember I was in her room, you know, with these 2 girls. And the mom, she was speaking Arabic. And I knew exactly what she was saying. I didn't speak a word of Arabic, but I knew exactly what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like, okay, that's great. Wonderful. I believe we were in Boulder, Colorado, or something along the lines of that. I don't know. Something like that. I think it was Boulder, Colorado. I don't know. But anyway. Oh, that night. Now, I didn't get kicked out. But I remember she's talking to her daughter, and she says, how many times, you know, something along the lines of this, from what I understood as a person who doesn't speak a word of Arabic, but who knows what moms say when they're angry, okay? It doesn't take a translator to translate that energy, because I knew exactly what she was saying. She said, how many times is this going to happen? over and over and over. And then she pointed at the other girl, and she was probably telling her something like, you know, you already have a homeless girl that you took in, and now you're taking in another one. And then I remember I was just laying there like this, with my eyes open towards the ceiling, kind of just shrinking into the room like that. I was just like, ah! You know, I didn't know what to do because I had nowhere to go. But she let me stay there, surprisingly. But, you know, a few days went by, and then she did go to the leasing office, and they said that they could have guests for 2 weeks. So then we had a time crunch of 2 weeks until we had to find somewhere else. And that was wonderful. That was great. But anyway, it was really nice of her mom to let me stay there. Let me tell you. And let me tell you, her rice that she made these giant tubs of rice. That rice was the best rice I've ever had. Like, I don't know what kind of rice that was, but it was like buttery and so fucking good. I remember I ate the whole fucking pot. No, but she made the huge pot. A huge pot like this big for 2 people. And I noticed, like, days before, I noticed how many leftovers they just left and wasted every single day, because she would cook every day practically. And I was like, well, I'm gonna eat that rice then, because that bitch is good. So I ate so much fucking rice. Let me tell you how much fucking rice. I ate the whole fucking pot. And that pot was huge. It was huge. But that rice was so good. Yeah. And then, you know, I ended up, you know, getting to know these girls a little bit. The other homeless girl, she was really nice. I forgot her name. But the thing is, she's a masturbator. Because we all had to share a room. Okay, me and the lady's daughter were sleeping on the floor. In separate spots, by the way. And then the other homeless girl had the bed. But I remember one night I just heard something squishing, and I was like, what the fuck is that? It's a vagina, bitch. That thing was wet. And I was sitting there like, is anyone else hearing this? You know? I was like, oh, what the fuck? But yeah, that was a little gay as fuck. And then the other girl, she was gay. So we were all gay, and there's one masturbator in there, and I'm like, okay, what are you trying to do? Like, why is it like that? And then I remember the daughter, she woke up one day. I remember she woke up and she said to me, why is her vagina out? Because I remember that bitch was hairy. Now, mine's hairy too, but that bitch was extra hairy. I don't know what was going on. It was hairier than mine for some reason. But anyway, I don't know. Hairy Bush is out. So that was a little gay escapade there. Anyway, nothing happened. Like, I didn't end up having sex with anybody or anything. I didn't make out with anybody there. But yeah, I just thought that was a little interesting. But anyway, so yeah. And I remember, you know, I ended up, you know, I tried the whole time to look for a job. And I had, like, interviews I went to. Because I wasn't trying to be a hobo. And I wasn't trying to be a couch surfing bitch. And I even, you know, thought, you know, to myself, like, I'm going to pay this lady's mom to let me stay here. Because I had money. I had some money. I had $900. Like, I could have paid her. But I did only have 2 weeks. But I have a feeling if I would have paid her, she probably would have let me stay a little longer, maybe. Honestly, because her daughter didn't work. And I'm sure she would have appreciated the help of having somebody else to pay a piece of the bill. Because, I mean, that is nice, you know. But anyway. I remember this little black chick. So I call her that. Now, she was my savior, but she was also kind of a bitch. Now, here's the thing. I guess she had bipolar or something. But, you know, she told me, you know, the reason why she took in us, us little homeless girls, is because her mom had kicked her out at one point. And I was like, oh, I wonder why. I wonder why. You know? Oh. And then I remember that night that her mom was talking to her, the first night I went there, and she was like yelling at her almost. She was definitely very heated. She said something about Allah, and I was like, yep. Allah, why? I remember. Yeah, she's like, God, why? Why is this happening to me? That's pretty much what she said. But yeah, she did help us. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because you are an angel. And your daughter, honestly, even though she was kind of a bitch. Now, I'm so grateful for them, even though, you know. But anyway. So yeah. The story doesn't end there. And it does get a little crazier. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. So, damn, I've already been talking for 27 minutes. But anyway, I'm bringing back a lot of memories. My brain has to recalibrate, okay? But anyway, yeah. Oh, I remember this one day. It was a specific day. That black girl who invited us there, she wanted to go have a little outing with her friends. And she invited us to. And we're like, okay, cool. So we went to a hookah lounge. This is when I knew these bitches. We went to a hookah lounge. And I remember she had asked me if I had any money. And I'm like, I have a little bit. This bitch. Not one of these bitches brought any fucking money. Not fucking one of these bitches brought any fucking money to the hookah lounge. So guess who had to pay for it? Me! I had to pay for it. I have $900 to my name. I am struggling to find a job in 2 weeks. You know? You think I want to pay for your little hookah lounge? You invited me. You didn't ask if I could pay. No, you didn't. Those fucking bitches. There were some pretty girls. Let me tell you. But let me tell you, just because you're pretty don't mean you're not a fucking bitch. Yeah. That's all I have to say. But anyway, I remember that night, you know, before I knew that I had to pay for the hookah lounge, I took the black chick to an Ethiopian restaurant because I was like, well, I kind of want to try Ethiopian food, and I also want to thank you for letting me stay at your house, even though I should have given the money to the mom. But anyway, I think I did give her $200. I believe. But anyway, at least. But anyway, so I took her out for an $80 dinner. My dumbass. The food wasn't even good. I didn't like Ethiopian food at all. It tastes like shit. It tastes like doo-doo. I was like, who in the fuck would eat this shit? Oh, wait. Never mind. That shit tastes like poverty. It tastes like poverty. Oh, it was disgusting. It was the worst I've ever had. Worse than Mexican food. I hate Mexican food. I don't like Mexican food. Now, I don't hate Mexican food, but I do hate Ethiopian food. Now, I'll eat Mexican food if it's in front of me, but Ethiopian food, that shit is just disgusting. It was like, I got this fucking green shit, and I got some of this some of this green, like, flatbread looking stuff with, like, holes in it. I don't know what it was. But, and then you dip it in this snot. This snot looking shit. The texture is disgusting. I don't want to eat mucus boogers. No, I don't! No, because it was her idea to go there. Because I was like, hey, you want to go get some food? I'm hungry. And she's like, yeah, can we go to Ethiopian food? And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just because you're letting me stay with you and you helped me. This bitch. Her taste in food is shit, first of all. Second of all, that was an expensive meal. For what? For what? It was disgusting. Let me tell you. But anyway, enough about that. I'm sorry. And then after, I was still hungry because I didn't fucking like it. So what I did was, I took the homeless girl out for a meal too, a cheaper meal, at the Korean restaurant that was like right next to the hookah lounge. I remember I saw this really cute Korean guy in front of it, and I was like, oh my god, look at that. I was about to talk to him, swear to God. But I didn't. But I told the homeless girl, I was like, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I was literally about to approach him and just talk. Like, I just wanted to talk to him. He was so cute. Like, let me tell you. Let me tell you, bitch. Now, if you see a guy that cute, you know, my self-confidence just goes up in the air. It just goes and skyrockets, and my brain goes, look at that, you know. My common sense and my sense of self just disappears. And I don't have any worries. I'm just worried about saying hello. But anyway, I didn't. But anyway, that's besides the point. So we went in there. This was a much better vibe. The food was so much better. Oh, that Ethiopian food. Oh. Now, I only got her fries. I got her fries, and I got me something small. Either that or we just shared fries. I can't remember. But, because I didn't like that Ethiopian food. I didn't want to eat it. I was like, yeah, I'm not eating that. So, yeah. So that's why. But, yeah, plus I felt bad, you know, because she was also homeless. And I was like, well, I took our other friend out for a meal. Now I'll take you out for a meal. Just because that way you don't feel left out. You know, this was before I knew I had to pay for the hookah lounge, too. But anyway, so I had a lot of fun with her. The other girl, not so much. But I did have a lot of fun with her. We talked, you know. It was just a good vibe. We were like besties. Except I did embarrass her because I was laughing so loud. And all the Koreans. No, I remember. Here's what it was. There's so many Koreans. Okay? We sat with the Koreans. Us two. And I remember, to the side, there was this, like, area where there's only white people. And I'm like, wow, they really segregated themselves from the Koreans. They really did. They didn't want to sit with the Koreans. They want to sit by themselves because they're not Asian. And I'm like, fuck that. I came here for food. I don't give a fuck who's Korean or who's not Korean. Like, but I just thought that was so weird. Because here we were, you know, having a fucking blast. And, like, all these, you know, Koreans everywhere. And I just thought it was so cool. And then there's just, like, a segregated part with only white people. I was like, wow. Okay. That was weird. I mean, they didn't have, like, a sign that said only white people allowed. Like, you know, they don't give a shit. It's a restaurant. But anyway, I just thought that was weird. They segregated themselves because they weren't Korean. See, I would never do that. If I go to Korea, I'm going to sit with the fucking Koreans, bitch. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to talk to Koreans in English. That's what I'm going to do. If I don't speak a lick of Korean, bitch, I'm going to speak English. All I know is, 안녕하세요. You know that one? I don't know. 감사합니다. What is that? I don't even know. That's all I know. But anyway. But yeah. So I remember that. That was fun. Then we went back to the hookah lounge. I remember when they said, "We don't have any money." And I just looked at him. You know? I just looked at him. And I was like this. I looked like a bitch. Look how evil I look. You know? My teeth ain't like this for no reason. It's like this to scare people. Because I'm fucking angry right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway. I believe people look scary for a reason. Or like have scary features for a reason. And I think that when I get angry, I get a little manly. I don't know. Not like I'm a man or anything, but, you know, just kind of like, I don't know. But anyway, please excuse me. But yeah. Sorry, I thought I saw a spider. It's just hair. I'm so sorry. But anyway. So I ended up paying $40 for all us fucking bitches. And I remember in the car ride back to the girls' house, one of the chicks, she looked like she felt guilty. And I was just looking at her. Because she was driving us home. And I remember she looked at me and said, "Sorry." At least somebody was sorry. Because the other two girls weren't. Except the other homeless girl, she was sorry too. Because I remember she told me that wasn't cool. And I was like, yeah, I agree. But yeah. So, at least two of us had some common sense. Well, let me tell you. That girl should have brought some fucking money. First of all. I didn't know these girls. They weren't my fucking friends. Why the fuck should I have to pay? You know? Why should I have to pay? Just no. Fucking bitches. But anyway. But yeah, she said she was sorry. And she's also, like, the whole ride, she just looked, like, sad and guilty. She was probably thinking in her head, like, I bet that girl that we were with told them that it was going to be paid for. I bet that's what it was. And so that girl didn't even know. Oh, I didn't know either. But anyway. So yeah. And then the girl in the driver's seat, she's like, I'll get us next time if we go to, like, the skating rink or something. And I'm thinking in my head, yep, there's not going to be a next time. There's not. But anyway, I don't hang out with bitches like that. I only did it because, first of all, I was 19, and I was an idiot with money. 19-year-olds, idiots, it's like the same thing. But anyway, man, I was so stupid. God. But anyway, we went home. I will remember that. You know, and then, you know, a few days go by, I got an interview at this sushi place. So I went there, I didn't get the job. You know, I tried to go around town and get paper applications. So I went to Cece's Pizza, I got an application there, I got an application at a bunch of places. I filled out a bunch of applications, and, you know, I didn't end up getting a job there, so, which is fine. So I remember I went on the dating site again, because we only had 2 weeks, so we had to find somewhere else to be. And I remember this guy said something like $300 a month to stay with him. I was like, okay. So I met this guy. I mean, he was a cool guy, but he wanted, like, a 3-way. And I was like, what is with these men? Why? Because he wanted a 3-way with this chick that he was seeing. And I was like, what? I mean, he wasn't a bad looking guy, like, but why? Like, for rent? Like, for cheap rent? What the fuck is this? But anyway, I just met up with him once, and I took the homeless girl with me, because I wanted to help her find a place too. But, you know, after he met with both of us, he said, you know, just me. And I was like, well, I don't know. You know, I don't really want to have a 3-way. I don't want that. So I told him no, and then I blocked him. The first smart thing I've ever done that whole trip. Oh, God. Oh, but it gets worse. So, you know, the 2 weeks goes by, and I don't have a job. And, you know, we, you know, had to find somewhere to be. So, this other homeless girl called her mom, who molested her. She told me, I think it was that same night, that story, where her mom would, like, touch her breasts, and, like, she would watch her change her clothes, and, like, be weirdly sexual about it, and, like, molest her, pretty much, and just be really inappropriate and lesbian with her own daughter. And it's like, you know, now that masturbation thing makes sense. It's because you're, like, a hypersexual. Sometimes when people get molested, they turn into hypersexuals, where they're just always just a horny little bitch. That's just what happens sometimes, but same with children, I believe. If they get molested, they turn into a bit of a hypersexual, because that's what happened to me when I was younger. But anyway, I don't like talking about that. I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, it just gets depressing, you know? Because, first of all, why? Why would you do that to your own daughter? Tinder exists! That's your own daughter, bitch. God Christ almighty, these bitches. The worst part is she was an Uber driver. And that was my first experience with an Uber driver, was this bitch's mom who was molesting her own daughter. Why? But anyway, I asked the other homeless girl if I could go with her. And I said, I'll find somewhere in one day. It's fine. So, well, what did I do? I went to the house. I stayed one night. I think that's fucking bitch, when I was sleeping next to her, fucking masturbate again. Swear to God. But anyway, it's fine. Whatever. I just laid there and just didn't care. I just was thinking about my future, not about that. But anyway, you know, I was worried, but I was like, I just gotta do what I gotta do, you know, at this point. I gotta do what I gotta do, bitch. If I gotta lie to people, I'll lie to people. So what I did was, I went back on the dating site, found this guy. This guy who had a girlfriend, and it was looking for a three-way. This was a different guy. So I was like, hey, can I stay with you? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Now, I wasn't about to have sex with these people. No, I learned my lesson. Okay? But I did what I gotta do. You know, I do what I gotta do, bitch. It's, you know, it's cold outside. I'm not about to be doing all that bullshit. But anyway, so he comes and picks me up the next day. His mom drives me to the movie theater, because that's where we were going to meet. And he pulls up in this decrepit looking ass truck. Decrepit. And I was looking at it like, oh boy, what a big mistake. Yeah, but the guy, he was really nice. He was really nice. And I appreciate that. Now, I remember, you know, he was asking me, like, what I like to drink. And at that time, you know, I was like, I'll drink anything right now. I need something to drink, bitch. So he went in the liquor store and bought me a whole bottle of liquor, which was really nice. You know, he didn't try to make me uncomfortable. He didn't try to, like, touch me. He didn't do any of that, like the first guy. So thank you. But we went to go and meet this guy's girlfriend. And I asked him, I was like, she knows, right? And he's like, yeah, I already told her. I was like, okay. This bitch. Now, I can only imagine what their relationship must be like. So I'm not going to judge her. And I hope to God she didn't judge me too much. Because I was doing what I had to be doing, bitch. But anyway, this girl, you know, we pull up to this apartment complex. And this girl comes out. And, you know, I remember she opens the door and she just kind of looks at me. And I was like, uh-oh. You know? And I was like, and then I think she told me something like, hey, could you get up so I could go, like, sit in the front? You know, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I went to the back, and then she was, like, up in the front now. And then I don't know what the conversation was. I think that something along the lines of they just got kicked out that day because they heard that they were bringing me. And I was like, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great? You know, I think we were all going through our own little thing at that point in time. You know, I think every single one of us, you know, every single one of those people I met went through something at that point. You know, I could only imagine, you know, what kind of lives they lived. And this girl, he didn't tell me this, but she was pregnant. Yeah. And I can only imagine, you know, what that would be like to have your baby daddy, you know, bring a girl. Like, I asked her if she knew about me. She said yeah. So I was like, okay. At least I believe that I asked her that. Because, I mean, you know, she did seem kind of mad, you know, which I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Girl, I would be mad. First of all, you're pregnant and your guy is bringing this girl that he wanted for a three-way or whatever the fuck he wanted. Oh my God. Yeah, I had no plans of doing a three-way. But, you know, in my head, I was like, well, am I going to be a homeless person in the winter? I don't fucking think so. My 16-year-old ass, I was so stupid. Let me tell you. This story gets better after this. Let me tell you. Okay, so, my God. There's a lot to this story. I didn't realize how much there was. But yeah, that same day, I had made, a Craigslist post of me wanting a place to stay, prior to this event. So, I was in the car with these two, the pregnant girl and her baby daddy. And I was like, what are we going to do? Like, where are we going to go? And they're like, and then the guy was like, oh, we're going to go to my parents' house, but they're kind of assholes. And I'm like thinking in my head, oh, great. And he also said they're alcoholics and they like to scream. And I was thinking in my head, yeah, I think I'm going to go somewhere else. So I started crying, I started crying. And then the girl said something along the lines of, you seem like a really sweet girl, yada, yada, yada. I don't know what she said. She said something like that. And I just, they didn't know what I was going through. I didn't tell them. And I didn't really know what they were going through. I mean, I knew from what I saw. But yeah. So anyway. I believe we went, I started crying and I was like, okay, I think I need to go to a hotel or something. Because I did have money. I had some money. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that. There's no way I'm going to your alcoholic parents' house where they want to scream and yell while your girlfriend's pregnant. And I feel very uncomfortable. So yeah, that was just gross. That was actually disgusting. Like, why? What is going on there? I was doing what I had to do, but what the fuck are y'all doing? What was he doing? I will never be able to fathom that. Bring in a girl for a three-way when your girlfriend's pregnant? What the fuck? I don't know. I mean, she seemed like she was on board with it, because when he said something like, oh, I guess we could just share a bed when we get to the pair's house, she seemed like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, at least she's not, like, against the idea, but still, I mean, like, you know, it's just scary. It was really scary. It was awful. It was awful. It was the worst. The worst, I swear. That was worse than the ride to Colorado. Yeah. That was worse than after I cried, after I had sex with him. Look, at least I said, okay, you know. He didn't, like, sit there and hold me down or fucking, you know. But still, I didn't want to. He just made me feel uncomfortable. Like, he didn't even say, hi, bitch, what? But anyway. So, they drive me, it's getting late now, to a hotel. I forgot about this fucking bitch. The hotel clerk. This fucking bitch. Because I was crying. I was upset. I didn't know what the fuck to do. Okay? So I was like, okay guys, I'm gonna go inside and see if I could get a room. If you could just kind of wait here. You know? So they're like, okay, cool. And I'm like, yeah. So I go in the hotel, and, you know, I said something to the clerk. I said something along the lines of, I need to call somebody for help, and I was crying. And she looked at me with her ugly, crusty, seal-looking ass fucking over-tanned self. Her crusty, wrinkly ass face. And she goes, this is the time where all the weirdos come out. And I'm sitting there looking like, bitch, are you talking about me? But I was literally so distressed. I needed to call somebody. That's all I needed, was to call somebody. And I'm sitting here crying. Obviously, I need help. And you're just gonna fucking sit there and look at me like I'm a weirdo? Help, bitch. But anyway, so I go to the side of the desk and I call somebody while I'm crying. Okay? Obviously, if you see a woman crying, trying to call somebody, you know, they probably needed some help. This fucking bitch. I wasn't in there for 30 seconds. This fucking crusty seal-ass bitch, she threatens to call security on me. For what? I think it was because I was brown. Because I swear to fucking God, I'm sitting here crying, calling somebody for help. And you're just sitting there telling me that you're gonna call security on me? What the fuck is your issue, you bitch? That fucking bitch. She is going to hell. Yeah. That bitch is going to hell. I swear to God, if somebody came up in my building, started crying, telling me, I told that bitch I needed to call somebody because I needed help. And then they fucking threatened to call security on me? What the fuck? No, if I was her, I would have been like, okay, sweetie, you can call somebody. Do you need me to call 911? I would have asked that. Because woman to woman, obviously there's something going on. Are you mentally ill, bitch? Like, fucking literally. It wasn't the middle of the night, and even if it was the middle of the night, if some woman comes in your hotel crying, trying to call somebody, the common sense thing to do is maybe lock the door and call 911 for this fucking bitch. Because she might be, you know, getting chased or something, going through some dangerous shit. Which, at that point, kinda, a little bit. But anyway, because I was gonna call my mom, just just because that's what I needed to do to kind of calm myself down. Because I was going to get a hotel room. This fucking bitch. I wasn't in there for 30 seconds. This fucking bitch. I really cannot fathom why somebody would ever do that. You know? That is like literal racism, I swear to God. If I've ever experienced anything racist, that was probably it. With her seal-looking fake tanned ass. It's like she was darker than me right now. With her wrinkled ass. And she still wants to fucking act like that. Even if she wasn't racist, I don't give a fuck. You're going to hell, bitch. I'm sure you've already been there. I hope that happens to you, bitch. Swear to fucking God. I hope some black man chases you and they kick you out of the hotel while you're crying trying to call somebody. Fuck you, bitch. That's what happened. Swear to God, I swear to God, right now I could probably find a hotel on the maps, because it was in, I believe it was in Boulder, Colorado. No, it was near Colorado Springs, because at that point, that lady had driven us somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, it was around Colorado Springs. Probably. I don't know. But anyway, that shit, swear to God. Swear to God. What the fuck? Who does that? Who does that? I would never do that. If I see somebody crying, I'm going to ask them what's wrong. I'm going to ask them if they're in danger and they need help. Your customer service is sharts. You are a fucking retard. You need to go to hell. Like, what the fuck? I would never do that to somebody. Especially not another woman. Yeah. If anything, I would have been worried about me. I would have been like, are you okay? You know? Are you okay? Not, oh, you're a weirdo. 'Cause you're crying. Excuse you? Fuck you, bitch. I hope you fucking, I swear to God, I hope she gets murdered. I swear to God. I swear to God. I really do. I really do. I hope she gets murdered. Now, I don't really do, I don't really wish that of people, but honestly, that lady needs to fucking die. She needs to go to hell and die and get her neck ripped open. That's what she needs. Yeah. I really, 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 I don't understand that at all. I don't give a fuck, lady. You know how you don't give a fuck? Well, I don't either. At all. I hope you fucking get murdered, bitch. Shit. Shit. I swear to God. There ain't no fucking way I would ever do that. Especially, like I said, not to another woman. Never. Never. I work in customer service. I know, you know. I know how it is, but at the same time, it's like, common sense says that person probably needs help. Right? Oh wait, you don't have any of that. I'm sorry, I could literally go on for hours about this fucking bitch and how much I hate her. I will never understand how that tanned, wrinkled skin can possibly judge somebody like that. And be so disgusting. She looked disgusting, She acted disgusting. She's just disgusting. A disgusting seal. A disgusting wrinkled seal rat. I'm sorry. Now, on this channel, I don't usually belittle people. Okay? But if you do something like that, I think you deserve it. Okay? I just do. So anyway, I didn't even get to call my mom. I swear to God, because 30 seconds in, she threatens to call security. She said, if you don't leave, I'm calling security on you. That's what she said. And I was just like in shock. I was like, so I just kind of was like, okay. So I left. First of all, I don't want security called on me. Second of all, I wasn't even in here for 30 seconds. Do you mind? I am a fucking customer. Bitch. I swear to God I'm a customer. Swear to God. I swear to God she's gonna get shot one day. And murdered. She's gonna get shot and murdered one day. I mean it. I mean it. She will. Swear to God. Nobody's gonna help her. Nobody. No. No. That just is an evil fucking act. You evil fucking bitch. Shit. Man. Yeah, but that's what happened. I wasn't in there for 30 seconds. 30. I was nice to her, and I just came up to her and said, hey, I'm gonna call somebody real quick. I need help. That's what I said. That's what I said. And I was crying, too. Like, bitch, what? No, you're going to hell. I wasn't aggressive. Not even when she asked me to leave was I aggressive. I just left. I didn't say a word. You know, I just said, okay. Then I left, because I don't want to deal with your wrinkly ass. Fuck you. Bitch. No. That's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I really swear to God, my brain, I just can't wrap my head around that. At all. Not one bit. No. Not one bit. Bitch, what? Swear to God. That is a fucking idiot. And a bitch. And an evil bitch. Swear to God. Oh, I don't care if you need help. I don't care if you're crying. You can get the fuck out of my building in 30 seconds. Who the fuck are you? Oh my God, that bitch. I swear to God, I want to find that hotel and write the worst review they've ever had. I swear to God. I probably could find it too. That is, I think it was Motel 6 or something. Motel 9, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I would remember though. I just can't get over that. I really, the more I think about it, just why? But anyway, so I left the building after she kicked me out for 30 seconds because I needed help and I was crying. And I went back to the car and I was like, she kicked me out. And then I don't know if I even said that. I might have just cried. Because I was going through a lot. And that just made it worse. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But anyway. It was like 9 o'clock at night. It wasn't super late. You know. Might have been 7 or 8. It's not like I'm like 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. Even then, you know, lock the doors, call 911 for this person. Don't kick them out. No. You're an idiot. I swear to God, I wanted to fucking kill that bitch. For that. She, you know, you think I'm a weirdo because I'm crying and I need help? I'll turn into a fucking weirdo, bitch. I'll fucking rip your wrinkles. I'll rip your wrinkles off like a fucking chimp, bitch. Swear to God. Swear to God. No, but that would have been a whole different story. I really would have killed that bitch. She's just a fucking cunt. I can kill her in my head. I could do it in my head. That's what I'm gonna do. That fucking bitch. Man, I hope a chimp escapes the zoo, goes right to that hotel and rips off her fucking weave and her wrinkles. And rips out her throat like that. It plays with her spine through her throat. Sorry. I really want that for you. I really do. I really want that for you. But anyway. So I get back in the car. And lo and behold, I get a phone call. What? I get a phone call? I get a phone call. And I was like, hello? And then she said something about me needing a place to stay. And I was like, yes. And I was like, is there any way you could come get me now? I'm kind of in a weird situation right now. And then the lady, she's like, yeah, where are you? I swear to God, it was an angel. So where to God? It just happened at the perfect time. This lady was a teacher. She and her husband came to pick me up. I had my luggage, and, you know, I left their car, you know, once they pulled up. And I was like, bye, guys, see ya. So I left their car, and I went into the ladies and the husband's car. And I was, you know, I was still in a state of what the fuck is going on. You know? But obviously, the universe knows what you need. And even though it dishes out some bullshit, you know, someone will always be there to help you. That's what I learned on my trip. A lot of people are there to help you. A lot. And a lot of people, you know, were there to help me. And I appreciate all of you very much because, you know, I just think that that's what people should do. Not help a homeless person, but I'm just saying, like, just kindness is a good thing to have, is what I'm saying. So, out of the kindness of their heart, they came to pick me up, and they asked me, you know, what happened. They asked me why I was there in Colorado. They asked me where I was from. You know, they asked me how old I was. They asked me all kinds of questions. And then I asked them questions. She told me she was a teacher, a high school teacher. And then she told me they were married, you know. And then she's like, sounds like you're in a weird situation. I was like, yeah, I'm in a very weird situation right now. Yeah. So, out of the kindness of their hearts, they let me stay the night at their house. And I'm sure they were kind of nervous. You know, I could kind of tell that they were nervous. but it's fine. I mean, I'm a stranger. You know, they called me off my Craigslist ad because I said I wanted to rent out a place. But they just called me at the perfect time. And they came to pick me up, which is so nice. So thank you so much. Because honestly, they had a really nice house. And they were nice people. And they were clean and not ghetto. I had so many ghetto things happen to me. It was nice to have something clean. And it was kind of conservative too, but I don't give a shit. You know, and I was like, yeah, I told her I only had $900 to my name. I told her I was 19, I was from Indiana, and I came here from a stranger from a dating site. And she said that sounds like a big mistake. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And then I remember, you know, me and her talked on the couch. And then, you know, I think she asked me if I could call my mom so she could talk to her about me. I guess because she was worried and didn't know if my mom knew. And I was like, yeah, my mom knows. And she's like, I'd like to speak to her just to see, you know. And then she did talk to my mom on the phone. While I was on their couch. And then, I don't know, I don't know. I had a long day that day. That was like years worth of memories in a day. But, whew. So yeah, you know, they told me that night, you know, I told them I would give them, you know, some money for that night, and then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't, because they said they wanted me to do get a background check, and I'm like, okay, how's that gonna be a thing? And then I was like, how long is that gonna take? Like, how expensive is that? And then she said it might take a few weeks. And I'm like, I don't have a few weeks. I have today. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to pay you anymore to spend the night. So they just let me spend the night for free. They gave me my $20 back because I originally told them I'd give them $20. And then I was like, well, since you're not going to let me actually, you know, stay for, you know, a whole, you know, whatever, and you just kind of picked me up, and I didn't really, I don't know. I don't know. I asked them, and they gave it to me, because they said I had to wake up, you know, at like 6 in the morning, and pack my stuff up, pretty much. And I was like, okay. So I did. And then, you know, they didn't want me in their house by myself because they had to go to work. I mean, it makes sense, but still, you know, I don't know, I guess it's slightly insulting that they would think I'm a thief, but at the same time, they don't know me, so whatever. And then they said it sounded like a scam. And I was like, I don't know how that's a scam. But whatever. They were slightly paranoid. I mean, they were like teachers, like they look kind of conservative. But you know, whatever. At least they helped me. Because I needed help. So, let me tell you. That bed, I slept in that bed. And I slept good that night. I don't even remember what I dreamt about. But I woke up. You know, I got my stuff, and then I went on their porch. And they locked the doors and left for work. And then I just kind of sat there and thought for like an hour or so. And I think I called my mom. And I was like, Mom, what do I do? You know, I went to these people's house. I don't know what to do. And she's like, honey, you gotta get on the bus, find a hotel, and then you need to go on the Greyhound bus and come home. And I was like, okay. Because I only had a certain amount of money, and I knew that wasn't going to last me. Because that area is not a cheap area. At all. But yeah. So, I did that. But here's the thing. I did leave my big-ass luggage on their porch, and I only took a backpack full of stuff that I had. I had a bunch of clothes packed. But I left a lot of clothes. I only took, you know, what I really wanted. Even though I left a lot of cute clothes there. On their porch with a nice luggage. I don't know. Thinking about that kind of makes me emotional. I don't know. Just because it's like... I mean, obviously, if someone leaves a big old luggage on your porch after you let them spend the night, it's probably a little concerning. Just a little, because it's like, are you okay? You know? But yeah. So I went on a bus, and I found a hotel, and I was like, Mom, could you lend me some money? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, thank you. Thanks, Mom. Thank you. Bro, I don't know what I would have done without her. For real. I really don't. Just 'cause I didn't have any common sense at the time. I was so stupid. And I'm still pretty stupid. But I'm not that stupid anymore. So, I found a hotel. You know, and I asked the guy, hey, can I do this payment over the phone, please? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, thank God. So my mom gave him her credit card information for, I believe it was a night or two. I think it was 2 nights at the hotel. And I was finally at peace. Because I felt safe. And I remember I went to go get Arby's, and I went to this restaurant a few times. This little pig cow looking burger joint with a little cow on it. And I remember just going around town just kind of looking at stuff, because, I mean, I was there. And I remember I went into a tattoo shop and asked if they did apprenticeships. I was trying to find something. You know, but I was like, yeah, I think I'll just go home. So I looked up the Greyhound bus stop. I Google Mapped it, you know, and I went there. And originally I was going to go to California like a stupid dumbass. So I bought a ticket to go to California for like $200 something. And then I was like, no, never mind. I'm not going to do that. So instead, I tried to get a refund. They said no. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just, you know, waste $200. And I guess I'll just spend another $200 to go home. And it was okay. It was my fault. So, you know, I remember at the bus stop, at the Greyhound bus stop, there's this guy playing guitar. You know, there were some people that looked homeless. You know, just a bunch of people, different kinds of people. I was like, yep, we're all doing our thing, you know. we are. We're doing our thing, whatever that is. And I guess one of the guys was like a traveling musician or something, but I didn't ever talk to him. I just kind of looked at him because he was giving us a little music show. And I liked it because, I don't know, I just admired it. I was like, yeah, I admire that, you know? You're doing something, and there's nothing else going on. There's no radio. But yeah, so I got on the Greyhound bus. I didn't know how to do it, but I did. You know, and there's multiple stops. I could tell you about the bus stop. So, I don't know where I stopped at. My memory's fucked, but we did have multiple stops. I think 3 stops total. But on one of the bus rides, a guy had whipped out his penis in front of this lady's daughter to remove his catheter, and there was like piss running everywhere, and then the lady was like making a scene. She's like, "Why is your penis out in front of my little girl?" And I was like, what's going on up there? Because I was in the back and all I heard was shit going on. And then on another bus stop, there's this homeless drunk guy who is like belittling people with snot running down his nose, just like a big shit of snot. And I was like, what is this? What is going on? And he started calling this girl a bitch. And then he started, I don't know what he did. Just glad he didn't come at me. I didn't need none of that. But still, what the fuck is your issue, dude? And then I think he fell off the bus. I think he fell off the bus at a stop. Oh, man. Yeah. Because he was so drunk. He was belligerent. And then I remember on one of the buses there's a black lady. And she had this cute little baby. And I got to sit next to the baby. I think she made me watch it for a little bit, and I was like, oh, what a cute little baby. It was so cute. That was just so cute. And then I went home, and then I was so happy. You know, I remember when I arrived at the bus stop home, it was freezing. It was freezing outside and it was freezing in the bus stop. But I was just so happy. And I was like, I called Mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm home. Get me. So she came to get me. And that was it. I spent like 2 weeks, 5 days, no, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and probably about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah, because we had the 2 weeks, and then we had the 5 days that I was at that guy's house, and then we had 2 days where that thing happened at the hotel, and then those people made me leave their house. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It was about 3 weeks total. But yeah, that's what happened. At 19 years old, I was so stupid. I was so stupid. So let me tell you, this is an educational video. To an extent. It's called How to Not Be a Dumb Fuck. How to not be a dumb fuck. I have another story too, and I'll share that with you. It's when I ran away the second time. Ran away, I used that term because I wanted to get away from this area. I didn't actually like run away secretly. Everybody knew. I call it running away because that's what I was doing, running away from my life. Because at that time, I was suicidal. I was ready to die. I didn't give a fuck what happened. Oh, I didn't say that part. Oh yeah, at that time I was extremely suicidal. Which makes sense. So I just did something crazy. Because I was like, you know what? I want to die, so I don't really care what happens. Well, let me tell you, it made me grateful. And it gave me an experience, a new experience, than the one I was in. And let me tell you, life, when you're not a dumbass, is good. When you're a dumbass, life is shit. So, here's what you need to do. Don't be a dumbass. Save up money before you go. Don't go with a complete stranger. Just don't. Okay? You don't know who they are. You don't know anything. And here's another thing. Save up money, like I said. Now, that one is a must. Save up more than $900. Just do it. Let me tell you. That was crazy. So, if you ever feel like doing that, I just want you to know my story about what happened the first time I did it when I was 19. I did end up doing it again when I was 22. But that's another story that I'll tell you guys in the next video. But yeah, that's my whole story. Let me know in the comments how stupid that was, because I know, bitch, I know. Let me know in the comments how much of a fucking cunt that hotel clerk was. That fucking cunt. I want her to die. And I really mean that. I don't ever wish people to die, but that is an exception. You are just disgusting. I really mean that. I really mean that. But yeah. So yeah, that's the whole story pretty much. I went through a lot at that time in 3 weeks. I went through a lot in 3 weeks. But I'm glad I came home. I'm glad. Very, very glad. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll make this video, the next video, about when I went to Hawaii by myself with nowhere to stay, with like $1,200 to my name after I bought the plane ticket, and all the things that happened. I was there for 2 months. Not 3 weeks, 2 months. So this one was longer. Yeah. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done anything like that or anything crazy. I'm very interested in hearing your stories. But I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.